Integrated Water Technologies is a full-service wastewater treatment company committed to helping develop natural gas as a clean and abundant green energy source by providing a solution to the industry's largest obstacle, frac management. Natural gas is a green energy resource that can help our nation become less dependent on foreign oil supplies and help the world reduce carbon emissions, while providing a constant energy source to developing weather-dependent renewable energy technologies like solar and wind power. One of the largest natural gas reserves in the world, the Marcellus Shale stretches from southern New York through Pennsylvania to Ohio and West Virginia. The recoverable reserves are estimated at 575 trillion cubic feet, which could supply our nation's natural gas needs for decades. Dr. Sam Gowan, president of the American Institute of Professional Geologists, puts it into perspective.
This Marcellus Shale gas unit is very exciting because it's actually the largest basin of its type in the world that has a gas-producing shale like this. The United States uses about 23 trillion cubic feet a year, so you've got many times a year's production supply of gas that could be produced from this field.
Not only does this massive reserve hold incredible energy supplies, but it can also create jobs for many years to come. It seems developing this natural resource would be a foregone conclusion, but it is not. There are justified concerns from citizens and government agencies relating to water supply, handling and disposal created from the natural gas drilling process, hydraulic fracturing, or fracking. Fracking is a drilling process that starts out as a vertical well, and over the course of a couple miles becomes horizontal to tap the natural gas shale. The well is encased and fractured. This cracks the shale, and then each well requires 4 to 6 million gallons of fresh water, sand, and chemicals to be forced at high pressure into the cracks, which very effectively releases the gas. The problem is, this water leaches minerals from the earth and becomes contaminated. Over 1 million gallons of this contaminated water returns to the surface within the first 2 weeks. Currently, this process is relatively unregulated, and companies have been taking water from rivers and streams. Disposal has consisted of injecting contaminated waters into deep wells, and also recycling or diluting contaminated water with more fresh water and releasing it back into the groundwater. Now, there is a way to meet our energy needs without jeopardizing the health of our rivers, streams, and drinking water for millions of people. 2 major water challenges arise from the natural gas drilling process. The first is the need to supply large volumes of fresh water, which is currently straining our local streams and rivers. Second is the disposal and handling of all produced water. Our innovative process, FracPure, is a revolutionary cradle-to-grave solution which economically and environmentally solves both of these problems while ensuring the safety of our country's precious water supply. FracPure is the world's only complete water management solution for the natural gas industry. This 3-stage process solves problems in water supply and disposal of frac water. Stage 1 is the supply of water. FracPure water treatment systems create fresh water for fracking from multiple wastewater sources, including acid mine drainage, which is one of the largest natural disasters in our nation, and no one is cleaning it up. FracPure creates pure water from these wastewater streams in close proximity to natural gas sites, reducing trucking costs for frac water supply. Stage 2 is a specially designed mobile water treatment system. Our mobile FracPure system treats the contaminated water right at the drilling site. This is the FracPure site in southwest Pennsylvania, where a successfully completed demonstration project was conducted for the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection. Frac tanks store contaminated water for treatment. The frac water is tested, and the filtration process begins. Our patent-pending FracPure process effectively removes contaminants and returns 80% of flowback into pure distilled water for reuse on the drilling sites, drastically reducing water supply needs, trucking costs on delivered water, and contaminated water disposal. The treated water exceeds EPA standards and can be discharged into the environment. The remaining 20% is a greatly reduced concentrated salt brine which is tested to meet purity specifications and then safely transported to our crystallization plant. FracPure reduces trucking costs approximately 40% for natural gas companies. A typical drill site returns 1.3 million gallons of contaminated flowback in the first 2 weeks. The process allows 1 million gallons to remain on site as distilled water for reuse, eliminating about 200 incoming truckloads, and creates 300,000 gallons of highly concentrated salt brine, which reduces disposal costs by 80% or 200 truckloads, which are safely transported off-site for crystallization. Communities enjoy significantly reduced traffic, noise, and road damage. The first 2 stages of FracPure provide 2 major benefits. It eliminates millions and millions of gallons of fresh water being taken from rivers and streams and creates a new water supply for fracking while cleaning up an environmental disaster by using contaminated water from abandoned mines and other wastewater sources. Stage 3 is crystallization and desalinization, which turns the concentrated salt brine into pure salt products for beneficial uses and distilled water that can be returned to the water supply. A plant like this one can process a 5,000-gallon truck every hour. The trucks will arrive at the plant and discharge the brine for storage and processing. The brine is filtered and then fed into 3 separators. The water is boiled off and separated from the solid, which is sent to the dryer, reducing moisture, and onto a storage silo for packaging. The process creates 99.7% pure dry salts for water softening or liquid salt for erosion control and de-icing of roads. The only liquid discharge is distilled water which exceeds the recognized drinking water standard from the EPA and all state environmental regulatory groups of 500 parts per million of total dissolved solids. The FracPure process averages 100 parts per million or less of total dissolved solids, which is safe to return to the water table and release into rivers and streams. Integrated Water Technologies will pre-construct crystallization plants and mobile water treatment units at our manufacturing facility. These plants and mobile units will be shipped and erected regionally throughout the Marcellus Shale. This will reduce trucking costs from the drill sites and allow for handling large volumes of brine locally. Each plant creates 25 to 30 new jobs for ongoing operation, not including construction, transport, manufacturing, and operating the FracPure units. FracPure is the most environmental and cost-effective solution for complete frac-water remediation and has been proven in the demonstration for the Department of Environmental Protection to be the only solution for 100% frac-water remediation in the United States, eliminating long-term liabilities to CERCLA and Superfund regulations for natural gas companies. Dr. Hugh Archer, former Deputy Secretary of Water Management for the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection, supports the process.
Based on my experience in the wastewater field or the water resources field, I find that FracPure provides the most comprehensive environmental solution to the production of wastewaters associated with the development of the Marcellus Shale.
To mobilize FracPure units to your natural gas drilling site, go to www.integratedwatertech.com or call 1-877-FRAC-H20 today.